So 2 or 3 months ago, I made a trade, and as part of the trade, I ended up receiving the Deep Blue Pro Diver. It was meant to be kind of a quick catch and release, and it had been sitting on the shelf just behind me here. I decided to size it a couple of weeks ago. I'm not sure if it's the red dial that was giving off the Christmassy vibes, but I've been wearing it pretty consistently since and wanted to put together a short video on the watch for you. So let's get to it and check it out. All right. Now, it has been a while, probably 4 or 5 years, but I've owned a couple of their watches. If I think back, it might have even been my first watch that would have been, I guess, sort of classified as a micro brand that I ever owned, although I wouldn't quite call them a micro brand nowadays. They do make a solid diver, though, at a good price point. I think this particular model is sold out, but there's a few other colors to choose from on the site. Right off the bat, I will say this is a beefy watch with quite a bit of weight to it, but it is a 1,000-meter diver, so kind of expected. The dial on this version of the watch is a really nice red with a sunburst finish. There's a fair amount of text on the watch, but it doesn't end up feeling too overly cluttered. Over at the 3 o'clock is the day date in white and framed with a white surround. They've also given the hour markers a similar white surround. They're a good size, the markers that is, and between those and the contrasting black hands, the watch is easy to read with a quick look. The loom they're using is BGW9, and it's a good solid application, although the loomed tip of the second hand is tiny. Wish it was a little bigger, but otherwise good loom on the watch. The bezel uses those grips with the smooth gap between them, similar to some of the Citizen divers. The insert is ceramic and it's a 120 click bezel. Good action. Sounds good. And other than the initial back play before it locks into place, there's not much play to speak of at all. Everything is also lining up like it should. The case has a pretty cool design, and I like how they've done the rounded crown guards and then mimicked that on a smaller scale on the helium escape valve. It is fully brushed, and the finish is well done. The case back is a screw down case back with a wave pattern and a small diver etched in the middle. Under the hood is the Seiko NH36, so hacking and hand winding, and approximately a 41-hour power reserve. The crown is large, so easy to grip and unscrew, and there's a teeny bit of grit to the winding action, but still feels good in hand. The bracelet's good and has some nice flow to it. Same as the overall watch, it feels weighty. It uses push pins for sizing, which is fine by me. The only thing I'd like to see would be an upgraded clasp. The clasp is signed with 3 micro adjusts and has a stamped dive extension, which I'd love to see swapped out for an on-the-fly adjustment system. Other than that, the bracelet isn't bad and does look good on the watch. Size on the watch comes in at a case width of right at 46 millimeters. The lug to lug is 49.7 millimeters, but the end links bring that out to 54.5 millimeters. So this thing wears every bit its size. Lug opening is 24 millimeters, which the big negative there is I don't have a single 24 millimeter strap to try on it. The bracelet does thankfully taper down to 20 millimeters at the clasp, so that does help with comfort. And the thickness is 15.1 millimeters. The crystal is sapphire with an anti-reflective coating, and the water resistance is that massive 1,000 meters. And here it is on my 7 1/4 inch wrist, and you definitely feel this thing when you're wearing it. If the size works for you, it's a great watch, but it's obviously not going to work for everyone. Full retail on the watch is $598 USD, but the nice thing with Deep Blue is they have sales with some huge discounts you'll want to wait for. As of the time of recording this, this is on for 250 US, which is a good deal for what you're getting. Link to where you can find these will be below. Appreciate you taking a few minutes to stop by, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.